It's Adrienne. I'm doing the last three tarot decks tag by Dance of the Soul Tarot. So the first question is the last three decks that I bought. I'm counting my trades and my purchases because I did have a lot coming in this past month, and right now I'm doing a rotation because I don't want to work on all of them at once, and I don't feel drawn to working on using some of the decks right now that I have gotten. So the three that I have are the Linus Oracle Tarot. This is in a case. The last two are from trades from Mary. And this is the Mythic Tarot. I'll take it out and I'll show them when I get to the next question. And the third one is a combination of different systems. It's the Fatima Oracle. And this is the box. I'm sorry, these are the card backings. What inspired you to buy them? For the trade, I saw Mary's post for decks that she wanted to trade, and the Fatima Oracle reminded me of my mom because she works with Our Lady of Fatima the most. She has an altar for her, and she's constantly doing some spiritual workings. She is Catholic, but I do count her as practicing to some extent. So it's going to be, I'm sorry, for the third one, did it meet my expectations? If not, why? And I'll answer that question while I'm showing you the cards, and I'll do the same for the others. So this did exceed my expectations, and it's more of such an intimate deck for me. I do feel a strong connection to Mother Mary in different forms, and I am drawn to her as Our Lady of Fatima. This also makes me feel like I have a closer connection to my mom, or when I use the deck, I feel almost like her energy is with it too. And I would say that I would associate myself with Our Lady of Fatima because even when I don't have a specifically close relationship with her right now, I may grow one, but whenever my mom would gift me a statue, it would be of her. So I've been really enjoying this deck. It is a combination of Lenormand and Sibylla. So I read it as a Lenormand, Sibylla, and a little bit of tarot too. Like if I see the sun or moon card, or see a card that makes me think of another card in tarot, then I do that. And also maybe like elemental and a couple of different things. So the next deck that I'll talk about is the Mythic Tarot. There wasn't much of an inspiration to purchase this. Again, I got this in trade from Mary, and she was so sweet to trade with me. So I wanted the Mythic Tarot for a while. I saw the new Mythic Tarot in stores, but I didn't want to purchase it. I didn't feel like I wanted to get that one. So when she posted it, I told her I was really interested in the Fatima Oracle, and I was like thinking, well, maybe I could get the Mythic Tarot. I might as well. And when I received it, I had an instant connection with it. I love the artwork, and I'll talk more about it. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, the Three of Pentacles. The Linus Oracle Tarot really spoke to me, especially with the cats and the roses. I believe the artist's last name means Linus, and I do have a tattoo of the name Adrienneleaa, and it's like, I don't know, I'm not going to show it, but that also means Linus of God, and I wasn't aware of that until like a little bit after I got it. It was for a personal reason. So this is the backing. I was very drawn to the roses because it's more of a sign from the Fae and my guides. I would constantly see roses, specifically pink roses, and I love that she has a lot of the pink roses. I keep referring back to the Osho Zen book, but it really did speak to me when they were talking about different levels of love. And when I think of pink roses, I think of the highest level of love, whereas if I think about red roses, it's more of the balance between the potential of love and the highest level of love. So a couple of months ago, I did get this deck, not this deck, my phone case from the thrift store, and I showed this in my other video too, of my first impressions of this deck. They're pretty similar, and I actually got this for free from the thrift store because it was $1, and there was a certain charge that you had to do on your card, and I didn't have money on me, so she just gave it to me, one of the ladies at the thrift store. I do have a lot of cats, so I like that about the deck. And I feel like I have a feline personality for some traits. I'll do 3 more. 2. 9 of Cups. And the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles on the top, if I didn't say that. And the sides are gilded with gold, but it looks more like it's been brushed on instead of an intense foil type of gold. It looks very delicate, and it works very well with the deck. And it did exceed my expectations as well, because I wasn't sure how I would react to a collage deck. It's not normally something that I would want to, or it's not my taste, but it does open up possibilities, and it triggers something else in your intuition. Instead of enclosing specific meanings for cards, if you see a deck that has more of the traditional take on the cards, or a specific type of symbolism on the card. And I really like that about this, because some of the imagery, I don't know why I would think about certain things, but it expands my intuition, my thought process on what I would feel like the interpretation for that card would be for the reading. So, for which of the 3 is my favorite, and it would be the Mythic Tarot. It may be too soon to say, but it could even be the deck of the year. Dame Darcy was the deck of the year last year. It just speaks to me. It just feels like such a soft but firm deck. I did give a couple of explanations when I was describing this deck, but there's an order to it. There's an intensity, but it's not as intense. It feels like a well-balanced deck for me, at least. And I do love the structure. I love the type of drawings. I like the lines, and it's soft, and that's where maybe I would get the idea of having a softness to it. There's a structure to it, but it has its own voice, as many decks do, but we do communicate well with each other. And I wasn't sure, again, with going back to 3, about it meeting my expectations, because I don't work a lot with Greek mythology, but I do love Greek mythology. It's a little strange because I see the book, like the first sentence, it really draws you in because there's so much levels and different types of history, the art of storytelling with it, and it gets you going. I love the cardstock. I do love thinner cardstock, and it allows me to do the bridge where you're going over like that, which I don't normally do with a lot of decks because I sometimes am not able to. So I'll shuffle this deck and I'll ask what its name would be if it had one. I'm just looking. I wrote it down on a paper. I'll be right back just after I'm finished. I thought that this was a nice card for this deck, and it also describes how I described it too. I got the Knight of Swords. And as I was saying, talking about the balance and the Knights corresponding to Gemini. So I would think sorry, a little contemplation, but I think the way that I'm thinking about this card is it would be of ready to fight, ready for the kill, kind of. And with that, I would say the name of this deck would probably be Warrior to me. It may have some setbacks and it may be a little impulsive, but it's more of a learning deck too, and understanding. And I got it recently, so it could be understanding each other too. But I feel like with this deck, it has your back, at least for me, and I feel like I'm going to get another copy of it because I love it so much. And it's one of those decks that I don't want to live without. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. And by the way, thank you, Dance of the Soul Tarot, for making this tag. It was really fun.